Hey guys, it's Paul Jane. Just going to talk to you real quickly about how to self-close your own real estate deals. This works, I'm going to speak in the perspective of land, but it works for houses as well. Um, okay, so here's what you do. Whenever you get a potential deal, I'm going to speak in terms of for land. Um, if you have a deal in place, all you have to do is send a mobile notary over to where the person lives, and they're going to sign a deed. Now, what I use for in terms of a company that will do the notary service is 123 Notary. Check them out. If you put the zip code in, they usually give a list of different notaries. Some of them you'll have to pay up front, usually between $50 to $100. I found some of them are willing to be paid on the back end, through PayPal, and then others just want to check with your package. So the way you say it, and they're going to function basically as an escrow for you. And an escrow is someone that basically holds money in between phases of you getting the property and them holding, their funds. So this usually works for smaller deals. So if, let's say, I'm buying something for $3,000, what I'll do is I'll cut a check for $3,000 to the end person, so the person selling me the property, and I'll write their name on it. And then I'll write the $100 to the notary that's going to bring over the deed, which is going to basically say who's going to be the new owner. So two checks, one for $3,000 to the notary, to the seller, and I'm going to give it to the notary, and then the $100 for the notary, unless they're okay with getting it PayPal later on. So the deed itself is the most important part, and it gives you transfer of ownership. In almost all cases, I'd say 99.9 cases, I'm going to want a warranty deed, and I'm going to be the one to write it. And so what I'll do is I'll check property records and do a quick title search, make sure that they are the owner. And then I'll get a copy of the previous deed where the seller that's going to sell it to me, they were the grantee of the previous spot, because they had to get the property from someone else. And the language for deeds are grantors and grantees. Grantors are sellers, and grantees are buyers. And in the deed itself, it'll have a legal description on the property, and then the seller's signature. So all you have to do is get that deed and recopy the legal description, and you're gonna write your name as the grantee and the seller as the grantor. It should be identical to the previous deed, and you're just changing the names around. And then after that, you're golden, right? You give the deed to the notary. They're gonna go over to the person that's gonna sell the property. They're gonna sign the deed, get it notarized. The notary is gonna hand over a check to the person, and then on the flip side, they're gonna cash in their $100, and the notary's gonna send you the signed and notarized deed over to you, and you are gonna get that deed and get it recorded. Usually, if I'm not in the area, I'll just mail it with a recording fee. I'll call the county and say, hey, where do you want it to? Usually they'll take a check. Sometimes they'll do a money order if they don't accept checks. And then we send it off for recording, and that's it. Now, title companies and attorneys, this is what they basically do. And they charge you $1,000, $1,500. The benefit of an attorney and a title company doing it is their name, their reputation is on the line in case something happens. Let's say for a title company, you could basically, you're paying for, in most cases, you'll pay for insurance, and usually that title insurance means nothing, but you could pay for that insurance to ensure that, everything that they did was legit, everything that they did was good. And that's how you self-close on land deals. I've talked to county clerks, and this is the same process for even houses. I've basically some home investing real estate investors, ones that buy and sell homes. I know the county clerk of one that I talked to basically has a couple contacts for some investors, and so if there's people that don't want their home anymore, they could give them a call, and they'll refer it over to them. They'll have the conversation and work out a deal with them, and they'll send the deed right over with their name on it, and they're the new homeowners of a new property. On the home side, these are called subject to or owner financing deals. Basically, you take the property. Usually, if there's a mortgage on it, they claim ownership to the property, and there's still the mortgage, and they'll start making payments on the mortgage. It's called a subject to. So you go Google that. Check it out on YouTube for that processes, for those processes, and you might hear it and understand it, and at least for the first or two, you'll probably still use an attorney just so that you feel comfortable with everything. But I would say whenever you're doing these owner financing deals, especially if you're closing in on your own, I would test the process with some cheaper properties, and that way, if there are any mistakes, any real issues, you just put it in your learning bucket and you just keep it moving, right? But once you know that skill, it's a pretty handy skill for you to save thousands of dollars that you would pay to a title company or attorney. Okay, so I say all these things. I'm not an attorney or any legal representative. You're just watching a YouTube video. Do your own research on things, but that's how I've done it for my land deals. Hope that helps. Take care.